Hello, teacher.
All right. Hello. Good evening, Jose. Thanks for being here on time. Sorry for not answering before. I was trying to contact your partners. How are you? Is everything okay?
Hi. Yes, everything okay. Thank you.
Great. That's good to know, Jose. So we're going to begin with today's class. All right. I'm going to show you again some important details before starting. All right. So let's begin
Okay.
with you. Great. It's 6:06. I imagine that your partners are going to be here anytime soon. So in the meantime, let's begin. First of all, let's remember that today we're starting the last unit. Okay, so Friday is going to be the last class, Jose, and Friday is going to be the final exam as well. All right.
Okay.
What is going to happen is the same, Jose. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday classes are going to be normal, but Friday I'm going to
Okay.
assign the final quiz or the final exam, and you're going to have the chance to take that final exam on Friday and Saturday. All right, I'm going to check
Okay.
everything on Friday and Saturday, and then on Sunday and maximum on Monday, you're going to be seeing your final scores. All right. Okay, very good. What I'm going to do now with you, Jose, I wanted to wait with your partners, but I'm going to do it with you. I'm going to assign now the fourth unit. This fourth unit is going to be for Friday at 11:59 p.m., as I always did, as you can see. All right, so sorry, I think it's more than I had to. Just give me 1 second. This is not part, right? Yes. Okay, 39. Okay, very good. So, everybody, and until Friday the 10th. All right, so on Friday the 10th, we're finishing everything, and that's going to be the due date for the unit 4. As always, you have 2 attempts, and you're going to have a model. All right, that's it for the assignments. I'm going to show you also the scores that you have so far. Here you can see the scores that you have and that your partners have so far. All right. As you
Okay.
can see now, you have more assignments so that you can complete those assignments for Friday. And on Friday, you're going to have the fourth and final test that is going to be the final exam. Do you have any questions related to Pearson, Jose, before going to a different aspect?
No, no, I don't
Okay,
have.
okay, very good. So I'm going to close this one. Pearson is done. Now I'm going to go to Google Classroom. Yes. Here, what we're doing also, Jose, is we're practicing little by little the list of verbs that we have. We've been practicing with David and Fabiana. Now I'm going to try to do it with you. We already worked the first 2 pages, all right? So the first 50 verbs. Now I'm going to try to work the next 25 verbs with you, and it's going to be these verbs over here from 51 up to 75. First, we're going to try to read them, Jose, and I'm going to ask you to help me out with that one, please. You're going to read the elements that are marked over here, please. Let's begin with those ones. Let's read all the conjugations, please.
All of these.
Yes, please. The main verb and the conjugation in the simple past and the past participle.
Okay. To stand, stood, stood. To lose, lost, lost. To pay, paid, paid. To meet, met, met. To include, included, included. To continue, continued, continued. Oh, give me a second, please. I'm gonna put on the silence. Okay. To set, set, set. To learn, learned, or learned, learned, learned. To change, changed, changed. To lead, led, led. To
Very
understand,
good. Go ahead, please. Sorry,
understood.
the last one.
Uh-huh.
Okay, good. Now, sorry, I was going to tell you now the following. There is noise in the background. Let's do the following, Jose. What we're doing with your partners is the following. I'm going to show you. What I do now is cover this, and you have to tell me all the conjugations, all right? Now, of course, we have to try to memorize, to remember. Perhaps you know all of them, but in case that you don't know some of them, please, Jose, I'm going to give you now, let's say 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. You don't have to know all of them. Try to read these verbs. When you're ready, let me know, and I'm going to make you tell me the conjugation of all these verbs. All right? 1 minute and try to see all these verbs. Or are you ready, Jose? If I cover all of these, do you think that you're going to remember all of the conjugations?
Now, give me a minute, please.
Okay, yes, of course. Go ahead. It's going to be a minute or two. Just let me know when you're ready. All right, I'm going to turn off my microphone. Let's read only those verbs from 51 to 61. Let's do it, please.
I'm ready.
All right, very good. So let's try to do it, please, Jose. I'm going to cover now these verbs and try to tell me the conjugation from 51 to 61, please. Let's begin when you're ready.
Stand, stood, lose, lost, pay, paid, meet, met, include, included, continue, continued, set, learn, learned, change, lead, let, understand, understood.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. I don't know why my camera. Okay, good. Now it's working. Great. I think it was very good. We're only going to work the pronunciation of some words, the last ed, because I think everything else is very good. All right. So let's remember these verbs. We're going to practice these verbs, Jose. This one and this one over here. It can be with ed. It's very good. But let's try to make it sound that ed more like that t. So like learned, right? Learned. And this one, can you read this one more time, please, Jose? Number 56.
Continued, and continued.
Okay, good. And that A also, just like a little bit less noticeable, like continue, continued, all right, and continued, like it. One more time, please.
Continued.
Okay, good. And number 58 once again, please, with that T. Remember, learned. That one, please.
Learned.
Okay, great, very good. Here we have two verbs that are almost the same, right? Stand and understand, right? Both are going to be stood, understood. Good. Here, it's the same in the simple past and the past participle, right? Lost. The same here and the same here. And it happens the same here, but all the conjugations are the same, right? Set. So yes, we don't have a lot of difficult verbs here, right? All of them are following the same structure. the base form, and the simple past is the same as the past participle. So let's go now to the next part. Say it's important to work these verbs just in case. And now we're going to work the last verbs. Give me 1 second. And it's going to be from 62 up to 75. All right, let's begin reading all the verbs, please, Jose.
Okay, I'm think I could read all of these verbs without see the
Okay,
conjugations.
very good. Let's do it that way then directly, because yes, as you can see here, you have many regular verbs, right? Most of them are regular verbs. So let's do it, Jose, please. Let's try to do it without seeing those.
Okay, watched, 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 follow, followed, followed, stop, stop it, create, created, created, speak, speaked, spoke, read, read, and read, allow, allowed, allowed, added, added, spend, spended, spended, grow, grow it, opened, opened, walk, walked, walked, win, won, offer, offered.
Very good, Jose. Great. We have only these details. The ones that are with underlined, it's pronunciation, and the ones that are in a square is like a different conjugation, all right? Your pronunciation here is very, very good. And walk, walked, right? Try to use that one also here, please, Jose. That same pronunciation with the t. So
Stop.
it's go ahead.
Stopped.
Exactly. Very good. Instead of a stop it, right? Stopped. Good. Okay. The same, no, sorry, here it's a little bit different. That O is going to be more like a, like allow, allowed. Okay. And what is the past of allow?
Allowed.
Okay. All right. Good. And what about this one? Read. Sorry, this is also related to conjugation. The first one was correct.
Read.
Read.
And read.
Right. And actually, the past participle is also going to be read. Okay? Read, okay. Read. Let's repeat that one, please.
Read.
Correct. Now, speak. Speak is irregular. It has two different conjugations, right? What is the first one? What is the simple past?
Speaked.
Actually, that's going to be directly different one. And what is the past participle? Exactly. And you're going to see that it's only a short difference. Speak, spoke, spoken. All right. Speak, spoke, spoken with N. Right?
Spoke.
Good. And what about this one? You were saying spend it, but I don't know if this has also like learned, but actually most of the time we are only going to conjugate spend with a T at the end. Spent.
Yes.
This one, grow, is also irregular. It has two different forms, Jose. Well, what do you remember about grow?
Grown, maybe.
That's a past participle, grown. Very good. And what about the simple past?
Ground.
Actually, it's going to change a little bit. That O changes to E. Grew. And it's going to be grew. Grew. Exactly. So to grow, grew, grown. All right. That one. Okay, good. Let's check now. We're going to verify. And let me clear everything. So let's go first to speak, spoke, spoken. right? Then this one, only the pronunciation. Let's remember read, read, read. This one, the T, right? It's not going to be with ED, it's directly with T. Spend, spent, spent. This one, to grow, grew, grown, right? It happens the same as in spoken, right? It's like to speak, spoke, spoken, to grow, grew, grown, that little N at the end. And then I think everything else is very good, Jose. Do you have any questions about these verbs? Let me know, please.
No, I don't have.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, directly, because these are going to be like the last classes we have, so let's try to work directly the last page with you, Fabiana and David. With Jose, we worked these ones, all right? Try to take a look at those verbs, Fabiana and David, sorry, from 51 to 75. Now we're going to finish everything, and we're going to read the last 25 verbs from 76 to 100. All right, let's divide this. Again, it's not going to be balanced, but the verbs that I can see, the first ones are going to be for you, please, Fabiana, up to 87, let's say. Let's read those verbs, please, so that we can hear and try to memorize together. Let's do it.
Okay, teacher. Hi.
Hello.
Remember, remembered, remembered. Love, loved, loved. Consider, considered, considered. Appear, appeared, appeared. Buy, bought, bought. Wait, wait, waited, waited. Serve, served, served, served. Die, died, died. Send, sent, sent. Expect, expected, expected. Build, built, built. Stay, stayed, stayed.
Thank you very much, Fabiana. So here we have a lot of also regular verbs, right? Of course, we have some irregular verbs, but most of them are going to be regular. And it's good because we also need to know all the regular verbs. The ones that are irregular are going to be 80, right? 84 and 86, right? I'm going to give all of you that clue. But this time we're going to try to mix, right? Let's remember that buy is part of the group as fight, right? To buy, bought, bought. To fight, fought, fought. To think, thought, thought. To bring, brought, brought, right? It's part of that pattern, the OUGHT, all right? And that's, again, a good idea to memorize. Send is very similar to spend, right? Spend with D, spent, spent with TT. It's the same. Sent, right? Send with D, and sent, sent with T. So it's in the group of spend. Spend and send can be in the same group. And build, that can be a little bit different, but it's in the group in which you don't change the simple past. All right. So if you have any questions about this list from 76 to 87, let me know. If not, we can go to the next part. All right. Good. I think it's clear. Let's go directly. Now we're going to read from 88, and that's going to be for you, please, David. Give me 1 second. I'm going to mark it. From 88 up to the end, please, David. Let's read all those verbs, please.
Okay. Fall, fell, fallen. Cut, cut, cut. Reach, reached, reached. Kill, killed, killed. Remain, remained, remained. Suggest, suggested, suggested. Rise, rised, rised. Past, passed, passed. Sell, sold, sold. Require, required, required. Report, reported, reported. Decide, decided, decided. Pull, pulled, pulled.
Thank you very much, David. Great. we're only going to work with these two. Let's remember that if the last consonant is not as strong as a T, right, it's not going to be ED, it's only going to be like T. So remain, remained, remained, right, like T, T at the end. And this one, we have an A, so it's going to be a raise, right, to raise, raised, and raised. All right, let's read those two once again, please, David. 92 and 94.
Okay. Remain, remained, remained. Raise, raised, raised.
Okay, thank you very much. So that's it. Okay, here you have a list of 100 verbs. It seems a lot, but if you realize actually all of these verbs are common. Again, I can tell you that at least 90% of these verbs is a verb that you have used before. All right, now let's try to work with this list, and I'm going to start this time with you. Actually, I'm going to stay here and I'm going to start with you, Fabiana. You have all these verbs, all right? You have all these verbs, and you know what we're going to do, right? We're going to try to read the verbs without seeing the conjugations, all right? I'm going to cover now these ones. Remember that the irregular ones, Fabiana, are fall, cut, and sell. Those are the only irregular verbs. So it's going to be easy, right, to remember those. Let's read, please, and tell me the conjugation of these verbs, Fabiana, and also to try to remember, even though they are easy, to try to remember, Fabiana. Let's do it, please.
Okay. Fall, fell and fallen, could, reach, reached, kill, killed, remain, remained, suggest, suggested, rise, rised, pass, passed, sell, sold, require, required, report, reported, decide, decided, and pulled.
Thank you very much. I think everything was very good, all right? The conjugations are great. We're only going to work on pronunciation details. This one, again, was very good. That U is going to be a little bit more like between U and L, like cat. Cat, cat, cat. Let's do it, please.
Cat.
Good. It's the same. This U in suggest, instead of that one, is going to be more like suggest. Okay, good. And this AI is not going to be I, it's going to be directly A. Raise, raised, raised.
Raised.
There you go. Thank you, Fabiana. Good. Now I'm going to go with you, David. The same idea. We're going to read up to 86, the ones that Fabiana read before. All right, these ones over here. And again, it's not going to be hard to remember because most of them are regular. And we know that buy, send, and build are the only ones that are irregular. All right, so let's read those verbs with the conjugation, please, David.
Remember, remembered, remembered. Love, love, love. Consider, considered, considered. Appear, appeared, appeared. Buy, bought, bought. Wait, waited, waited. Serve, served, served. Die, died, died. Send, sent, sent. Expect, expected, expected. Build, built, build. Stay, stayed, stayed.
Thank you very much, David. Everything is correct. Sorry, I was taking a look at build. So if we analyze build, it's in the same category, right, as send, and the other one that I was saying, I forgot the other verb that I was making reference to. All right, and spend, right? Send, spend, and build, they are in the same category because we changed the D for a T, and that's it, right? Build, build, build. So everything was correct, David. I have no observations, and I think everything is done then. So Jose, Fabiana, David, if you have any questions, you can let me know. But again, it's important to start memorizing these 100 verbs. As you can see, they are not hard. You have not a lot of irregular verbs, but it's important to take a look at those irregular verbs as well. Here you have more, right? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 9, 10, 11, 12, and so on. So you have more irregular verbs, but they are not that hard to remember if you organize them in the groups that I was telling you, okay? Remember that you have groups and you have patterns that you can take a look at, that you can take into account to remember these 100 verbs to start, and then you can add more verbs, all right? If you have any questions about these ones, these verbs, and well, this practice, let me know. If not, we're going to start with the lesson that is going to be part of this last unit. Let me know, please. No? All right.
No, teacher.
Okay, thank you very much. So we're going to go, we have two short, very short presentations, but we're going to try to practice. All right, we're going to try to practice with these structures. The first one is going to be models of possibility, and the other one is going to be reflexive pronouns. They are very, very useful, of course, when we are giving ideas in English, but they are simple, and you must not have any problems, all right, when learning and using these structures. Let's begin with this one directly. Okay, and just in case also Fabian and David, the 4 unit, all right, it was already assigned. You have until this Friday to finish that unit. And remember that Friday is going to be also the final test. Okay, everything finishes this Friday. The Friday's class is going to be for assigning the final quiz, but it's not going to be the last day. You're going to have until Saturday to take that final exam or quiz. All right, so let's begin. Model. Let's read the definition, please, Jose. What models are? Or the introduction.
There are 3 main models of possibility, many, might, and could.
Okay, thank you. So we have may, might, and could, right? Those are the main models for possibility. In the platform, or right in Pearson, they are telling you that you use must when you are 100% sure that something is going to happen, all right? But you already covered must. So we're not going to see must here, but remember that you use must for obligations or when you are certain that something happened, all right? It must be you. It must be that, or it must, all right, I don't know, be the teacher, because you're very, very sure about it, all right? But we're going to talk about possibility only, so that's why we're going to use may, might, and could. Let's go to the next part. These are the formulas. Just to remember, let's try to read the formulas, please, Fabiana. Let's read the 3 of them.
Okay, teacher. Formula. The model always comes before the base verb. A subject plus modal plus verb plus complement. A subject plus modal plus not plus verb plus complement. And modal plus subject plus verb plus complement and interrogation sign.
Okay, thank you very much, Fabiana. Good. So again, this is something very simple. We know that anytime we have the model, we are always going to use the verb in the base form. Okay, I may go to the party, or I may not go. Possibility, right? I don't know. could be, I don't know. She might, okay, she might buy that dress. She might not do it. We don't know. I don't know. Even she doesn't know. All right. Possibility. Could be, but we don't know. And for questions, we usually use could, as we're going to see. Could you? All right. Let's talk about possibility. All right. Could that be the best option? Could that be the best option? I don't know. Could be, right? But again, we don't know. Let's try to practice with you. First, I want to only give ideas by speaking. And I'm going to start with you, David. As you know, David, we have these three models to talk about possibility. And possibility is present and future. Okay? Even though you don't have will or be going to, it's future. May, might, and could. Please, David, give me a couple of ideas, 2 ideas that are a possibility for you in the future. All right, any idea that is a possibility for you in a near future or in a distant future, please, David. Let's begin.
Maybe I could keep studying at the university.
Okay, if you consider that as a possibility because you don't know, because you're not sure, then yes, it's possible to use that one with could. That's one. What about another one? A possibility because you don't know if you are going to do that, if it's going to happen, if someone else is going to do it.
I could find another job in the future.
Okay, I could find, good. That's a possibility, right? Thank you, David. I'm going with you now, Jose. This time, I'm going to tell you which one. So because we used could already, let's try to use may with you, Jose. Use may and give me 2 negative ideas about something that you may not do in the future.
Okay. Tomorrow, maybe I may not go to the gym.
Okay, good. That's a good one. Exactly, right? You don't know because of a certain situation, you don't know, so you may not go to the gym. Great. One more time, please, Jose. Well, and one more example, sorry, with may.
Okay. Next week, I may not cook my dinner.
Okay, yes, that's also a negative possibility, right? Thank you very much, Jose. And I'm going to finish with you, Fabiana. This time you're going to work with might. Might, in this case, Fabiana, it's the same as may. It's exactly the same. In other structures, might is the past of may, and it's a little bit different, all right? But in possibilities, in present and future possibilities, may and might are going to be considered as equals. All right, so 2 affirmative ideas, please, Fabiana, using might about something that you might, or yes, that you might do in the future.
Okay. I might go to the concert this Saturday.
Okay, thank you very much. That's correct. That's one. One more, please. I think it was good.
She might cook for her family this weekend.
Correct, exactly, right? So I think we have no problems using these models, all right? It's going to be more like a review. More than something new, this is a review, but Pearson is asking for this review. So remember, may, might, they are equals in these situations. Imagine that may and might are like 20, 25% of certainty. All right, 20 to 25 or 30 maximum, let's say, of certainty, right? I'm just using numbers. It's less than 50, all right? So you're not sure. You are not sure at all when you say may or might. Could, it's a little bit more. It's like 50-50, all right? When you say could, it's like, okay, there's like a 50-50 chance that I could do or I may not do that. Okay, but we don't use could in negative for possibility because you're going to see later on it becomes impossibility. All right, so let's learn actually that. Perhaps you know, but let's then review in case that you know already. Function. Let's read about the function, please, David.
We use these models to describe a possible action because of the uncertainty. These models are often used to talk about the future. So sometimes we want to express possibility in present.
Thank you very much. So as I was asking you, right, it can be near future, distant future, but as I told you again, this is for present and future. And you can say, I may do it or I may not. All right, now, this thing that I'm doing, or I may continue, but I may not. I don't know. And that's present, all right? That's present possibility. So it can be for present and future. That's the only thing that this is adding. Now, here we have some examples using may, might, could. Let's try to read them to understand how we use them in the way you were doing it. So, Fabiana, I'm going to start with you. Let's begin with these 4 examples, please.
Okay. I may go traveling next year. Future possibility. My case might be in the car. Present possibility. They might attend the awards ceremony tomorrow night. And he could call you back tonight.
Thank you, Fabiana. So as we can see, all of them are being used as possibility. And you see in the first 2 that they can be future possibility or present possibility. All right, let's finish up with the last 3, and that's going to be for you, please, Jose.
Okay, with could.
Yes, we could.
We could choose a new color of paint for the bathroom. I might join you if I finish early. The results of the study may shed some light on this condition.
Thank you very much, Jose. So, as we can see again, all of them are being used for possibility. Could, might, and may. All right, that's shed. And this is interesting because you know the structure, and you can see that it's simple. Model, base from, model, base from, model, base from, always. You can use future expressions, next year, or you cannot use any expression like, my keys might be in the car. Or you may say now, or in a moment, or in a while, okay? Because it's present, near future, and sometimes distant future, all right? Now that you have the examples, and I think everything is clear related to this, let's go to the next part because it's important to write examples in the file that we have. And here we're with negative directly. Okay, yes. No, actually, before going to the negative, let's write some affirmative examples, please, Jose, Fabiana, and David. We have a new file. I'm sharing the file with you now. Okay, and it's the same file we're going to use throughout the entire week. And you know where to find it, right? But I'm copying the link. It's in the chat now. Let's go to that file, please. Again, Jose, Fabiana, and David. And let's write 3 examples, 3 affirmative examples, 1 with go, 1 with might, and 1 with could. All right, that's the only thing I'm asking you, please. Jose, David, Fabiana, 3 examples, 1 with may, 1 with might, and 1 with could. But again, as they are simple, try to do something, and that's optional. All right. If you want, you can write one example with two complete ideas. And then you can use a period, you can use comma and fanboys, you can use semicolon, right? In these courses, this is not obligatory, but I want you to practice optionally if you want. Let's do it, please. We're going to have 2 minutes and we're going to check.
Sorry, teacher, how many sentences we write?
Only 3. One with may, one with might, and one with could. All right, 3 in total.
Okay.
All right, but again, you can write even in one idea. I'm going to say ideas. In one idea, you can have 2 complete ideas, Fabiana. So you may connect 2 complete ideas with may, and you can say something like, I may go to the party, but she may not go. All right, that's optional if you want, but in general, 3 examples.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to take a look at what you got, and I'm going to give you my feedback as always, all right? Let's begin with you. No, actually, you're still doing it. Jose, I think you have your examples, Jose. Let's begin with you. Are you there, Jose?
I'm sorry,
Okay.
my mic was off. Okay, he might dance with her. I might buy some snacks for tonight's movie. We could cook something for Carlos' birthday.
Thank you very much, Jose. Great. This is great. Only one little detail. You're going to do the same as you did with tonight's movie, also with Carlos' birthday. All right. So to Carlos, actually, we're going to try to add one apostrophe. And as the S is part of Carlos, the name, it's not plural, then you're going to add another S, and that's going to sound like Carlos's. All right,
Okay.
for Carlos's birthday. Let's read that one more time, please, Jose.
We could cook something for Carlos's birthday.
There you go. Thank you very much, Jose. I have no observations. Very good.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Now let's go with you, David. Let's read your examples, please.
I may cook the dinner tonight, but only if Maria helps me. It might be there early in the morning, and we could give them some food in the refrigerator.
Thank you very much, David. Good, good. Again, now in the first one, you have a complex sentence, right? And actually, no, it's not a complex, it's a compound. And that compound sentence is, of course, composed by two complete ideas. I may cook, right? Subject, the modal, and the verb. And then you have the second complete idea if Maria helps me, right? And you are dividing those two with but. It means that before that but, we're going to place a comma, all right? And that's the way we're going to have to connect those two ideas. Of course, here we're going to use capital letter. Now, here, as I told you, with dinner, unless it's a specific dinner, it's going to be okay to cook the dinner. But usually you don't use the article the unless it's very specific. But in this type of example, it's enough if you only say dinner, all right? I may cook dinner tonight, comma, but only if Maria helps me. All right, that's the first observation over there. Let's try to delete that one over here. And I might be there early. Good. I have no observations over there. In the morning. And we could give them some food in the refuge. All right. It can be a refugee, but if we say refugee, that's going to be one person. Okay. It's going to be the refuge, like the building, and a refugee, it's going to be a person that is part of that refuge. All right, that's it. Do you have any questions about this feedback, David? Let me know, please.
No, teacher. Thank you. I didn't know that refugee was different from refuge.
Exactly. And the one that is the person is going to be with double E, right? With double E. So refuge, the building, and refugee with double E, the person. Okay. Good, David. Great. And Fabiana, let's finish up with you, please.
Okay. I may dance in the theater, but the place may not be booked yet. She might go to the party with her friends, but they might not be free that day. We could have a fun day, but she could not be happy about this.
Thank you very much, Fabiana. Great, great. It's very good that you're experimenting with these ideas because, again, this is one of the main problems, right, when you get, or when people get to A13, that it's writing and speaking, oh, sorry, writing and reading. A lot of people fail in that course because they don't know how to use commas, semicolons, periods, and so on, right? That's why I try to help you from this stage. And I think that it's very good, Fabiana. But you have your idea. The first complete idea, I may dance, right? In the theater, it's okay. But if you're talking about the theater in a general way, as a public place, not inside the theater, but like the theater only, you can use at instead of in. But again, it's not a mistake. All right. The next one, it's very good. The next one is this one. She might go to the party with her friends, but they might not be free that day. Okay. And we could have a fun day. Great. I think I have no observations. Fabian, I'm only going to ask you if you have any questions or comments about this structure and about these models, Fabiana?
No, all
Oh.
it's clear.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. So good. Now, this is interesting, all right? I'm going to tell you now something that is also interesting for you to know. The difference, now that I saw this word, I was remembering this. And it's important that you know that one because that's also part of writing. And if you're going to take the TOEFL, you need to know the difference between accents, but also the way you write in the different types of accents. For example, this one, right? And sometimes they are going to be marked as if they were incorrect, but actually it's just a different type of writing. But you have to be careful because they are going to make observations in your TOEFL test if you use American spelling and then if you use British spelling. Okay, why? This one with the ER, that's American English, all right? And that's the American spelling for center and theater, all right? Theater, sorry, center and theater. But this one over here, this is the British spelling. Center, right? Center, it's more like center, and theater, theater. All right, again, it's the same. Both are correct, but one is American English and the other one is British English. It happens the same with the Z and the S. The Z is for American English. You're going to see that in many, many verbs. Right now, that's the one that came to my mind, but you're going to run into, or you're going to find a lot of verbs that are with Z. That's American English, right? Organize, organize, and organize, that's British. Of course, I'm not using the British accent, but again, Z is American, S is British, ER is American, and RE is British. All right, and again, I'm telling you this because when you write your composition in the TOEFL, you have to be consistent. If you're going to use the American English in the writing and in the speaking, you have to use the spelling ER, and ZE. If you're going to use British English and you're going to use that kind of spelling, again, you're going to use RE, and SE. All right, try to take a look at those differences. It's interesting, not only in terms of pronunciation, but also in writing. All right, I'm going to leave that there so that you know that one and you remember that I was doing that explanation. It's going to be over here. Now, let's continue. All right, if you have any comments or any questions about that, you can let me know. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to negative sentences. And okay, here we are. Please, David, I'm going to start with you. Let's read only the introduction for this slide, please, David. This one over here.
Negative sentence. Use may and might for negative sentences. We don't use could in negative sentences because it turns into impossibility.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I forgot that I told you until that part. Good. So may and might for negative. Why? I told you that already, right? If you use could in negative, it doesn't mean possibility for something that is not going to happen. No, it means impossibility. If you say, I may not go to the party, it's like, I don't know, right? I don't know if I'm going to go. But if you say, I couldn't, it's not possibility anymore. It's impossibility or something that you were not able to do in the past. Okay, impossibility or something that you were not able to do in the past. That's why we don't use could in negative for possibility, only impossibility and for past events that didn't happen. All right, let's read now the two examples, and that's going to be for you, Jose, please. Let's read those two.
Okay. I might not go to the party. I couldn't go to the party.
Thank you very much, Jose. And we know that the one in green is possibility. It's about this topic. And the one in red is impossibility. All right. Again, something that it's impossible for it to happen. Let's try to think of an example. All right. You can say something that, and it's for conclusions sometimes. You can say something like, okay, someone, all right, this is going to be the example. Someone stole my bag. It was in the class, all right, in the classroom. And the only one who was there was Jose, all right, Jose. But then Fabiana says, I don't think so, all right, it couldn't be Jose, all right. Why? Because I was having a conversation with him next to the door, and we didn't do, and we didn't, yes, we didn't do, and we didn't see anything. All right, so it couldn't be Jose. It means it's impossible that it was him. All right, so knowing that, we're only going to use may and might because we can use may and might for possibility in negative ideas. Let's do the same, please, Fabiana, David, and Jose. Let's go to the file and write only two ideas in negative with may and with might. All right, let's do it, please. Only the two ideas, one with may and one with might in negative. And again, if you want, you can experiment a little bit as Fabiana was doing, using two complete ideas or even more to have a complex idea over there. And you can use punctuation rules, boys, and so on. Let's do it, please. Again, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to try to play with that, and we're going to check. All right. It was a little bit more, but let's try to check what you got. And again, some feedback before going to the next part. Let's begin with you, David, this time. Let's read your two examples, please.
Okay. I may not be there tonight, but I'd like, and he might not drive you home, so you should go home now.
Thank you very much, David. Great, great. Again, it's great that we are practicing with these ideas, commas, and fanboys. I don't have any observations, only of course, but I know that this was only a slide. We don't need the capital letter over there. But everything is very good. I don't know if you have any questions about negative ideas and these structures with comma and fanboys, David. Let me know, please.
No, not teacher.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. I'm going with you now, Jose. Let's do the same, please. Let's read your two ideas.
Okay. I may not call her because she's mad with me. They might not eat that. Looks horrible.
Thank you very much, Jose. Again, little things we're going to do, but it's good. First, the first thing that let's say catches my attention is that you're using because without comma, and that's good. All right, we don't use comma with because, so that's very positive. Of course, that was a mistake, right? Instead of apostrophe, you use that comma, so that's not a mistake, right? But this one is interesting to know, Jose. When you have mat, we need a different preposition. It can be at in this case, when you mean that it's angry. All right, so we're going to change that to at. To be mad at someone, it means that you're angry with that person. All right, be angry with, or be angry with, or be mad at. Good. And in the
Could
next
be
one,
mad on me.
it's going to be different. I'm not going. I wouldn't use it for being angry. All right, the sense is going to be different. And actually, I didn't see using on in many cases, Jose. Most of the cases, it's going to be only at. You can say two are correct with mad, Jose. All right, mad at me means that that person is angry with me. Yes. And mad about me, all right, mad about me means that you're crazy for me because you love me. Okay, those are the two possibilities, Jose. Mad at me, to be angry, and mad about me because you're crazy for me, because you love me. All right? Those are the two categories. Good. And in the next one, it's also good, but let's remember something. They might not eat that. Very good. And now you have looks. But looks is a different subject because it's a different idea, and it's a complete idea. For looks, you need one pronoun, and it's like the impersonal pronoun. What is the impersonal pronoun? It. All right. Whenever you don't have a subject, you have to use it. It looks horrible. All right. Exactly. And the second part, Google is not going to correct this one, I think. As it looks, it's a complete idea. Its subject, looks, verb, horrible is the complement. You need to use two things to separate it with the previous sentence. You need period, if you want, period, capital letter it, or you need semicolon. As they are kind of connected, you can use semicolon, Jose. That would be the best idea. Exactly. There you go. All right. So again, when you have two complete ideas, period or semicolon, or you can use comma and a fanboy and but so to connect the next one. All right. Any questions about that? Let me know, please.
Okay. No, I don't have.
Okay, great. Thank you. And I'm finishing with you, Fabiana.
Okay, teacher. Anna might not talk in the conference this Sunday, but Michael might talk in the event. And I might not go to the birthday party because I have a meeting and I don't have a lot of money.
Very good. Great. Thank you, Fabiana. I think that you are doing a great job. All right. I like how you're structuring all your ideas, because without comma and the comma before and the next idea, because it's a complete idea, even though it's the same subject, it's a complete idea. That comma is optional, but as I told you, it's better if you use an optional comma every time because if not, you're going to forget sometimes when to use it and when not. All right, so let's use it there, and it's perfect. The only thing, instead of event, right, it's going to be event, right, in the event. That's the only thing. Do you have any questions for Diana? Let me know, please.
No.
Okay, thank you very much. Good. That's it. And that's actually the entire topic. As you can see, it's something simple. So we took advantage in reviewing the verbs, practicing with these structures, because this is a simple, very simple topic. Now, this is something, please, that you must not, okay, I'm going to tell you like that you must not forget. I'm going to read this one directly. Do not contract may and might with not. It doesn't exist, all right? Some people are going to say mayn't, mightn't, all right? But it doesn't exist, of course, and you know that one. Never, all right? You never contract may and not. It's always going to be may not and might not. There's no possible way to contract those ones with not. Okay, don't forget that one, please. And questions, this is the last one. The only one that we're going to use for questions in possibility is could. All right, only could. And let's read this one. That's going to be for you, David. Let's read everything, please, in questions.
Okay. Questions. Use could for question. We don't use may or might in questions. Use regular questions as well. For example, could that be true? What do you think? Is that possible?
Thank you, David. So this is simple. I don't know if we're going to write about this because it's only questions with could. All right. Could that be the best option? All right. Could he be that man? Could she be that girl? And that type of questions, right? They are not very common to ask a question for a possibility. All right. But when you want to ask a question about it, could is the best option. Might is not common at all. We don't use it. And may, you can use may for questions, but you don't use may for possibility questions. That's for a different type of questions. Who can tell me? I'm going to try to ask all of you, but who can tell me for what type of questions we use may? Who knows that?
I don't know, teacher.
All right, thank you, Aliena. So I'm going to try to start asking. I'm going to start with you, Jose. We know now because of this that we do not use may for questions with possibility, right? So in what type of questions, for example, would you use may, Jose? What type of questions?
May I go to the bathroom?
Okay, perfect. That's a perfect example. So what type of questions is that, Jose? That's not possibility. How do you call to that type of question?
Yes or no question.
Correct. It's a yes no question, and it's not showing possibility. What is it showing? What is that question showing, Jose?
I don't know.
When you ask, right, may I go to the bathroom? What do you expect the teacher, the professor, or the person to say?
A need.
One more time, please, Jose.
A need.
Okay, it's related to a need. You have a need, and you ask that question for?
Permission,
Tell
maybe?
me. Yes, correct, exactly. Thank you, Fabian. It's going to be for permission, right? So if you want to ask a question for permission, the best option is to use may. The example that you gave us, Jose, it's the perfect one. May I go to the bathroom? May I go there? May I continue? May I start the presentation? May I join you? May I sit there? And so on and so forth, right? So may is not used for possibility in questions. May is going to be used for permission, and that's a different topic. All right. So again, it's important that you know that one. And might is not common. You can use that might in questions, but it's not as common. Actually, could for permission and could for a possibility and may for permission. And here, this is just a review for future, because it's important to know that sometimes you can use also future with some words to talk about possibility. But actually, when you're 100% sure, according to your belief or according to evidence, you're going to use will and you're going to use be going to, okay? If you believe 100% that this is going to happen because you think it is like that, use will, okay? Because you will is something that you believe. And if you know that it is going to happen because you have a plan, because you have evidence, you're going to use be going to. So again, it's like saying this is 100% certain that that's going to happen. And again, this is only going to be for practicing reading and with speaking. I'm going to start with you, Fabiana. Let's read the first, actually not all of them. The first two, please, related to will, Fabiana. Those two.
Okay. Will plus base form. A decision at the moment of speaking. Julie, there's no milk. John, really? In that case, I'll go and get some. A prediction based on opinion. I think the Conservatives will win the next election.
Thank you very much, Fabiana. So this is very important, all right? You use will when you make, right, that decision at the moment of speaking, right? When you make the decision at that moment, at that specific moment, use will, because that's not a plan, right? That's something you decided at that moment. And then what I was telling you, will is when your prediction is based on your opinion, on what you think, on what you believe, not on evidence, okay? On your opinion, on your beliefs. That's why it says, I think the Conservatives, right, will win the election, the next election. Why? Because I believe they are going to win, because they are the best, according to me. And let's compare that to be going to. Please, this is going to be for you, David. Let's read be going to, please.
A decision before the moment of speaking. Plans. Julie, there's no milk. John, I know. I'm going to go and get some when this TV program finishes. A prediction based on something we can see or hear now. The Conservatives are going to win the election. They already have most of the vote.
Thank you very much, David. So here you can see a contrast, right? Will, a decision at the moment of speaking, be going to a decision before the moment of speaking, because it's part of a plan. This person knew that there was no milk, so it was already a plan that he was going to go after the TV program, right? The show. So it was planned. It was something that that person knew. So be going to. It's a plan. It's something that happened before, all right? Predictions based on opinion for will, but predictions based on evidence or something that you see here, that's evidence, right? It's be going to, all right? The Conservatives are going to win the election. They already have most of the votes because I can see the results. I can see the statistics. I can see evidence, right? And I use be going to. And that's it, all right? That's the main difference between will and the and be going to with the base verb. But we have two more uses for be going to, which is really interesting. And I told you this, I remember. So let's remember together, please, Jose, a future fact and for promises. Let's read those two, please.
Okay. The sun will rise tomorrow. I'll help you tomorrow if you like.
Thank you very much, Jose. So these are the two last cases in which you can use will, a future fact. And this is kind of contradictory, right? Because you say will is for predictions when you have an opinion, a belief. It's not something very strong. But at the same time, you use will for future facts. I told you, right? If you say, I am going to be 30 next year, it's incorrect because your age is not a plan. That's a fact. And for future facts, you use will. I will be 31 years old next year. That's a fact. It's not a plan, it's not a prediction, it's a fact. And when it's a fact, you use will. Like in the example, the sun will rise tomorrow. That's going to happen for sure. It doesn't matter if it's cloudy, right? And the sun is going to be there. So that's a fact. It's going to happen whether you want it or not. Whether you plan it or not, it's going to be there. And for promises, all right, you don't say, I'm going to do it. I promise. No, I'll do it. I promise that I'll do it. Right? For promises, requests, refusals, and offers. Will you help me? Right? You don't only ask questions, and we're going to try to finish with speaking practice with this. All right, guys. You don't. You ask with will for help. Will you help me, please? Not only would. Will actually is very formal to ask for help. Will you help me? All right. For refusals, I asked her many times to go out, but she won't accept. She won't accept is not future. It's like saying that I asked her a lot and a lot and a lot of times, but she never accepts. And one other expression to say she never accepts is she won't accept. All right, it's a refusal, something that never happens. And offers, it's the same as for help, right? Will you do that for me? All right, or will you go? That's more like an offer. All right, will you go? Yes, I will. No, I won't. All right, so again, that's something extra. First, let me know if you have any questions about these. If not, we're going to work on a last practice, only speaking with this chart over here. All right, I think no. So let's begin. I'm going to start with you, David. Here we have both will and be going to. Let's try to give an example showing the contrast here, David, please. It says a decision at the moment of speaking and a decision before the moment of speaking. You can give me the context if you want, David. This is the context and this is the example. I'm going to give you one example for this one, all right? I'm going to say the context is that I'm on the street and I run into a friend and my friend, all right, tells me, hey, do you want to do to the party or to a party, let's say, all right, I don't know the party. You want to go to a party this weekend? And I say, I don't know. I don't feel like going to a party. And he says, come on, this girl is going to be there. And I say, okay, I'll go. Okay, that's I'll go, I will go because it's at the moment of speaking. All right, that's one example. Let's try to do the same, please, David. One example for will, decision at the moment of speaking, and one decision for be going to, decision before the moment of speaking or a plan. What do you say?
Okay. Maybe when someone is offering me something, maybe a product or something that I could buy, maybe I can say, and maybe he says, "Come on, buy it," and if I take that decision at the moment, I would say, "Yes, I will buy it." But if I'm not sure, but or maybe I will do in the future, I say, yes, I'm going to buy it maybe tomorrow or some or in a certain time. Maybe that's the idea.
Okay, thank you very much, David. I agree with the first part. I think it's very good, right? When you go to buy something and someone is trying to convince you to buy that, and you say, I don't know, it's too expensive. And he says, right, come on, it has this and that, it's the best product. And you say, okay, I'll buy it. So I agree with that one. That's correct. But if you say at the moment, all right, maybe I am going to buy it later on, that wouldn't be with be going to, because you need more like something that you knew that you were going to do. So perhaps you can give me a different example in which you show me that you already had that planned, and you're just mentioning something that is going to happen for sure because you have a schedule, because you have a timetable, because you have an appointment with a professional, or because you already alright talked to that person and says it's for sure I am going to go 100%. All right, in those situations, be going to be is going to be the best option. So what do you say? What other example can you give me with be going to with that logic then?
Maybe maybe a friend told me, "Are you going to see your girlfriend now?" And I say, "Yes, I'm going to go after the work."
Okay, good. Because previously, right, let's say yesterday, you already planned that date with your girlfriend, and that's something that for sure is going to happen, correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, David. Again, sometimes it can be a little bit confusing, but do you have any questions about that difference? Decision at the moment of speaking and decision before the moment of speaking for plans? Let me know, please.
No, it's good. It's good.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, the next one is going to be for you, and let's say, actually, both are going to be for you. Both are going to work, sorry, with this one, Fabiana and Jose. I'm going to start with you this time, Jose. So you can think of one. And actually, Fabiana, you're going to have this time two options. That is going to be this decision at the moment of speaking, plans, or prediction based on an opinion, sorry, and prediction based on something we can see or hear. So Jose, I'm going to begin with you, and it's going to be predictions. You're going to try to give me, please, one example for each to notice the contrast. And I'm going to give you again one example. If you want to say prediction based on an opinion, all right, you may only say something that you believe, and you need to give me context or expressions that make me understand that. For example, I can say, you know, I believe that Germany is going to win the World Cup, all right, about soccer and football. Why? I don't know, because I believe that they are the best team in the world. That's my prediction based on opinion, on something I believe. That's not evidence, right? And in evidence, I can say something like, I believe that this candidate is going to win the elections. Very similar to this one, because I already saw the results on the TV and he's winning by more than 40%. It's impossible that someone else is going to win, right? So he is going to win. I'm using be going to because my prediction is based on evidence. All right, let's try to do the same, please, Jose. Give me one opinion for prediction based on opinion and one prediction when it's based on evidence with be going to, please.
Okay. I hope that Wilstermann will win the today's match.
Good. And that's only when you say hope, it's because it's only based on your opinion, right? On your expectations.
Yes.
Okay, good. Go ahead, please.
The other, how is the other type of sentence?
The other is the same. It's also a prediction, but you need evidence to support that prediction, Jose. All right. Okay. For example, right, I told you he is going to win the elections because I already saw the results of the elections on the TV, and he's winning by a lot. So he is going to win for sure. All right. So give me one example, also showing me evidence to show that you are right with your prediction.
Okay, Wilstermann will win the tonight's match because they are already winning.
Okay, good. And in that case, good. You're like they are like 5-0, and it's missing like 5 minutes. All right, it's impossible that they are going to lose. They are going to win. But remember, don't say the sentence with will. You're going to say Wilstermann is going to. All right,
Okay.
is going to win. Okay, so one more time, please, with that one. Jose.
Wilstermann is going to win in today's match because they are already winning.
Okay, thank you very much, Jose. Do you have any questions about this? Do you understand what's the difference between using will for predictions and be going to for predictions?
Yes, yes, I know it.
It's clear. Okay, thank you very much, Jose. Now, Fabiana, as I was telling you, we're not going to work with these last two, all right, because we're going to practice that later on. I'm going to give you this chance, Fabiana. Which one do you want to practice with? The decisions or the predictions? What do you say?
Maybe prediction.
Okay, predictions. Go ahead, please, with the same. I already gave the examples. Give me one example with context if you want, with expressions for a prediction based on opinion using will, and for prediction based on evidence using be going to.
Okay. With first, I think that we will have a fun carnival in February, maybe, and in second, the government are going to prepare a beautiful celebration in carnival.
Okay, good. If you're saying the government as one group, as one entity, then you're going to say the government is, right? The government is going to prepare, good. But try to show me what is the context in that one. Why do you think that that's something that has evidence, Fabiana? Your last example.
Maybe, I can change this second sentence and I can say the government is going to maybe approve, is going to approve the carnival this February.
Okay, if it's something that is going to happen for sure, you can say it, right? And as this is prediction, it's something that didn't happen yet, but it's about to happen, right? So you can say something like this. Let's say that the Congress, right, is in a session again. It's in a live session to decide if the carnival is going to be approved or not. But it's not yet approved, right? And they are voting, and they say, okay, who is in favor, all right, who's in favor of the carnival happening next year in Oruro, let's say. And it's like, okay, most of the people, right? Okay, it's like 60%, but it's not approved yet. So you can say in that moment, right? At that moment, you can say the carnival, right? Or the government is going to approve, right? The Oruro's carnival next year because they already won by 60%. All right, so you need to show me with expressions or with evidence what is supporting your idea, but it's about something that didn't happen yet, but it's about to happen because most of the things that are happening are going to help to that outcome to be positive. All right, I don't know if that idea helps understanding that last part, Fabiana. Let me know, please.
Maybe I can change both. I think the government will approve the next carnival or maybe the Oruro's carnival. And the second, the government is going to approve the carnival because the government talk about this in news.
Okay, good, perfect. That's way better, Fabian. I agree with both. It's good. As you can see, the only difference is that in the first one, you don't have evidence. You believe that it's going to happen because you want that to happen, all right? I wish, right? I want to go to the carnival. So I know the next year we will have a carnival. Okay, will, because it's your prediction. But the other one, you have evidence because the government has already spoken, right, on the news. And they say, this year we're going to have carnival. We only need to approve that one, but we are like halfway through, all right? We're about to approve it. So you're almost sure and you have evidence, as you said, and that's going to happen, all right? So I totally agree with that one, Fabiana. And I want to ask you again, do you understand the difference then between will and be going to and when to use them? Let me know, please.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Good. So we're finishing with that, guys. It's almost time also. If you have any more questions, we're going to try to solve those questions the next class, but we're finishing with possibility. And I showed you this also about future, because as you can see, even though this is 100% sure that it's going to happen, it's not for sure in reality, all right? It's for sure for you, because you have predictions, because you have certain evidence, but perhaps it's not going to happen. So it's a certain type of possibility, but according to you, is 100% sure that is going to happen. All right, so that's it. Let's finish the class with that one. If you want, you have something extra. The expression be likely, that it's like be possible. It's likely that I'll go there. It's very likely to happen. It means it's possible that I'll go there. It's very possible that it's going to happen. All right, it's an extra expression. And here I'm giving you some links so that you can practice a little bit more if you want. All right, let's stop the class then, please. I'm going to share the poll as always. Let's try to fill it out. As soon as you finish, you may leave the class. All right, have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow for the private conversations, guys. Good night.
Bye, teacher. Good night.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Sure.
Bye.
Bye. See you.